Looks successful. All right. Share. Okay. Okay, it's looking good. Oh no, why do we have an echo? I don't like that. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, we are almost there. Good evening, friends. Oh, are you on question mark? Or is it just me? Oh, Shop to the rescue. Thank you, Shop. We can get that. Is that just me?
Oh, that's weird. It's not gonna sync about.
It was. We did not hallucinate this. It was functional. Okay.
I think I hear something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's something. It's a little quiet though. Test. Test. It's a little louder.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, as long as folks don't have to scream into the mic, that's that's what matters. Okay. All right, that looks good. All right, welcome everyone to Speak Up. My name is Melvi, and I'll be your host for the evening. Before we go any further, I want to make sure we start our events in a good way, which means acknowledging the land that we are on this evening. Oki, everyone, Natanaku Melvi X, Genutodu Moginstis. And the language of the Blackfoot people, the original stewards and custodians of this land, I said, hello, my name is Melvi X, and I'm from Calgary. Of course, Calgary or Moginstis in the Blackfoot language is a place where the elbow and the bow converge and meet and has been a gathering place for Indigenous peoples since time immemorial. Moginstis rests on the homelands of the Blackfoot or the Siksikapi people, which includes the Siksika, the Pagani, and the Gaina nations, the Ayahi or Ayithka Nakota, which includes the Chiniki, the Bears Paw and the Goodstoney people, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Métis of the Battle River Territory, districts 5 and 6. Indigenous people have called this land home from time immemorial. It's necessary to speak honestly and openly about how colonial systems have dispossessed Indigenous people and have disproportionately advantaged Canada. It is a moral imperative that we speak honestly and directly about the ongoing harm of that colonization and uplift the continued resistance, resilience, and joy of Indigenous peoples here on this land. So, welcome everyone. We are going to start at now, and the live stream is working, and I'll talk about that in a moment. We do end at 6:45, or as close to it as humanly possible, because the mall closes at 7 o'clock, and we don't just want to end and then everyone just rushes out the door. We want you to stay for a few minutes, get to know your fellow poets, take a look at the local selection of authors that's to your right. And there's so many good things in this store. You are currently in Sanctuary Books. They have been our amazing space and host since we started over a year ago. So we want to make sure that folks stick around and enjoy and look at the books, maybe talk to Kay, and all of that good stuff. There isn't a break because we run for an hour. It's pretty fast. You won't even really notice, okay? And if you really do need to take care of yourself, of course, we're all adults here, so please go ahead and do that. The bathroom is in the food court. Yeah, take care of yourself. Exit. So if there is a fire or an emergency, there's an exit in front of us here. So this is the closest exit, and it's there's a wonderful path leading out there. So we're able to leave that way. I wouldn't recommend trying to go through the mall if something really bad happened. It's right there. And the muster point is the old spaghetti factory. Filming and live streaming. So we do take some pictures for social media. If you don't want to be on the socials at all, just let myself or Kay know. Live streaming. So whoever comes up to read, you will be on the live stream. So if you are not okay with that, I won't be able to turn the live stream off, unfortunately, because tech wise, I just don't have the skills to do that. So if you don't want to be on the live stream, a way that you can avoid that as a poet is just to stand basically right in front of the podium. You won't be seen on the live stream, so you can do it that way. With the live stream, all we do with it is this is really to be an opportunity for folks who can't make it in person to enjoy with us. I don't make any money off of this. It doesn't go anywhere. The only offer that I make with it is if as a poet you want to have this as part of your portfolio, you can just email me and I'll make sure I get just you speaking and send you that clip. So that's all the live stream is. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Ground rules, of course. No isms here. Racism, sexism, transphobia, any sort of hatred. I feel like this is probably a good crowd, and I'm preaching to the choir. But I think it's important to always set those ground rules. If you do cause harm to somebody and they let you know, be open to receiving that feedback. Our open mic rule. No more than 5 minutes. We do have to stick a bit closer to our time just because of we're working with an hour. So please, 5 minutes. That's usually, one slam piece if you're a slam poet, or a couple of pieces. No epics. I'm sorry, friends. We don't we don't have time. We would love to offer that. We can't offer that. So 5 minutes, please. We are on the socials. So Instagram, Speak Up, or at Speak Up YYC. You can follow us. We are starting up a publication called Speak Up Press. And so if you have a micro essay that you want to submit to us or a short piece of of writing, you can. We pay $10, which I get is not a huge amount, but there are a lot of publications where you pay to submit your work to them and you don't necessarily even get selected. So we really wanted to have an opportunity to highlight poets' voices and give you wonderful folks a platform. So that is also on our social media, and I can you can email me as well if you're interested in submitting. What are we doing next? Community submissions. So we have a newsletter, Speak Up Speak Up Press. And if you have a community issue that you're passionate about, something that you want to bring attention to, we have a free listing, so you can submit that to us. The link is in our bio on Instagram. And yeah, we're happy to hear from the community and again, give a platform to your voices. And before I hand it over to Kay, the mastermind and the person who keeps all of this running, I want to make a mention of our featured poets. So we do have, we're looking for poetry features for August onwards. So if you want to feature with us, please fill out the form. I know we do it a little bit differently. I really love the idea of poets getting to select themselves and say, hey, I think I want to, feature at the Speak Up open mic. I'm going to submit my application. So, and I think it just opens it up to emerging poets, new poets to get their voices out there. So with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Kay, and she's going to talk to you about maybe getting to be one of our local authors here at Sanctuary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kay.
Oh, my nemesis.
Oh, let me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll do this. That was rude of me.
That's okay. I guess I could do that myself. I need to learn the mic. Okay. Once again, we want to thank everybody today for joining us for this wonderful poetry slam. I always love these events and seeing so many new and wonderful faces. Just to quickly say, we do feature local poets and other authors. So if you guys have some kind of physical media, we do music, all that kind of stuff. I'm happy to have you sit down with me, book an appointment, and we'll consign and carry your items. If anyone has any questions about that, we can talk about it afterwards or in between, depending on what's going on. But yeah, always happy to do that kind of consignment. And I want to thank all my volunteers today who have come in to help set everything up and get everything ready. And I look forward, I'm not going to take too much of the time because I'll be yapping afterwards. So can't wait to hear everything. Thanks, guys. Let's get started. You reading today?
Okay. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a roll call just to see who's here on the open mic, because we have online sign up and in person as well. So I just want to make sure folks are here. So the first person I have on my list is Adrian, who I saw walk through the door. So good afternoon or evening. So Adrian's our first reader. And then we have Tim Murphy. And then we have Shaf, and then Shawley. Is there anybody else who wants to read? I feel like that's a lot of the crew. Okay. That is the crew, a great crew. Okay, friends. And of course, I would be amiss if I didn't kick us off. So I've got a couple of short pieces I'm going to read for you friends tonight. The first one is called Divorce. Please find your granted divorce. The judge's signature is so official and dignified. That's it. Every T is crossed, I dotted. The administrators and magistrate are satisfied. But the poetry of it is unfinished. Taj Mahal. Keep on singing, baby. Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal. On June 17th, 1631, Empress Mumtaz Mahal died, bringing her beloved's 14th child into the world. 21 years later, one of the most impressive structures on earth, a domed marble mausoleum to honor her sacrifice, a shrine to the fallen Empress Mahal, the emperor's grief, a paean to the timelessness of love. Now they don't even want to buy you a coffee. But we'll keep on singing, baby. Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal. That's it, friends. Thank you. Apologies on the mic. I feel like it's just here and not actually functioning right now. We might take just a quick break before Dr. John and see if we can get it get it get it running. Sorry, friends. Our wonderful Ashley from the Writers Guild. She wasn't able to make it tonight, and she's been our tech guru for the mic. So we did try, but I feel like it's just not functioning. So yeah, sorry about that, friends. But with that, we will invite our first open micer to share. She is a pillar in the community. She's been, I don't know, she just does all the things in the literary world. She really shows up for all of us, and I'm really just glad to see her and hear what she's bringing to the mic tonight. So let's give a big round of applause to Adrienne.
All right, hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Yeah. Thank you, Mel. That was that intro really touched my heart. So thanks for that. So today is actually the 5th anniversary of my mother's death, and I'm okay. Like, really okay for like the first time in 5 years on this day. So that said, I'm going to read 2 poems in her honor, and I can't guarantee I won't cry when I read them because that's a whole other level of being okay. So, but Mom, it is your death day. So this first poem I wrote, I think within the first year of her death, so a couple years ago. And then the second one I'll read, I wrote this winter. So, and it's odd because I was thinking about them and I'm like, they're kind of companion poems, although completely different. So this is called Gone Days. Sunlight streams across my dolls. Cats black, slender willows sway a verdant bamboo breeze. Birds chirp constant joy. Your lime green bike in the corner that I used to fix my knee. There's so much light in this room. I want to share it with you. On an afternoon like this, you would come over and we would do whatever. Loose plans filled with joyful smiles, hands of connection. During COVID, we'd sit on opposite couches and make eye contact, bask in each other's presence, talking everything and nothing, an ice cream, a walk along the bluff, the best vegan coconut cream of mushroom soup you've ever tasted, hot chocolate on a picnic bench in Crescent Park. We'd link arms, look at the sky. You were so happy when you were in remission. Your back straighter, your hair, cute little duckling peach fuzz. 6 months later, bloated on your back, breathing. Your skin waxed a luminescent Mother Teresa beacon, crowned in stripes of white and blue terry cloth, preventing you from lolling. I held your hand and sang through brotherly disapproval, realizing images of Baba Yaga are not just of an old woman, but one on the brink of death. All the wisdom of her life folded within her in awe. You've become the woman who gave me life. Each breath a shrine, each blink a testament, each pad a worship, I look around, and all I see is gift. The flowers, your hair, my garden, my legs. Luna purrs, rolled out on the blanket where you would sit and pat her back. Everything you've given me. All here. Everything except you. Okay. Maybe I'm trying to cry. I don't know. This is like, should we force the issue? So this next poem is part of a manuscript that I'm currently working on, surrounding issues of fertility and infertility, but more specifically, issues of privilege around having children, around not having children, and just how fucked up our society is in general, basically. Anyways, it's also an ode, but this poem specifically is also an ode to my mom. So, but it's from that manuscript. Bluebird smoking in the sky. My fair lady, the way I still orient myself around something that is missing. Someone was, someone is, someone avoid. Is this how gods are made? Have I made my mother into a god? She will exist within me as long as I live, love, and then whatever stories I tell will persist if I persist in sharing. Storytelling becomes birth, becomes worlds, creations, becomes realities, thoughts. Da-dum, I carve my mother into reality. With every beat, no true north is north. A hand to hold, the gesture of a friend, this love that eats in your heart, gentle, fierce, a bridge that never lets go. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for, I'm excited to hear you, John.
Let's keep it going for Adrian.
Woo!
Sure. Friends, if we could take just 1 or 2 minutes, we're going to try to get the mic functional. I've got the expert on the phone as well.
And one thing I wanted to try.
And it has to be plugged into line 1, yeah?
I don't know. We'll see when I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm good. And I think school make it work.
Oh yeah, the master. Yeah.
Hey.
There it is. Yes. Okay. Okay. Talk later. Bye bye. Yes. Teamwork, friends. Thank you so much. Okay. Now I feel bad, Adrian. I'm sorry. We heard you though very clearly. Okay. Yeah, a little refresh there. So we'll have our next open micer who has driven in from out of town. So we're super thrilled and excited to bring up to the Speak Up open mic Tim Murphy. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Sorry, Tim.
I'm concerned about the time, so I brought in some of my own publications, but I'm already bored with them, so I'll read just some new stuff. So I had some stuff published recently. This is a publication called No Wave Lesbians, and I thought that was an interesting title. They're published by the publishers call themselves Loathsome No More, and they were looking for quirky stuff. So I sent them 5 poems, and they took all of them. So I'll read you 2 of them, I guess. This was titled "In Which the Poet Advocates Authority." This is not the event, nor the story of the event, not the harbor or the shoal or the clucking feral chickens, not an M. Dickinson, nor blue-eyed ducklings crossing Mallard Avenue. This is the decked-out aftermath, where all shells break loose and you don't understand a word of it. You lightly touch, reach out for an arm if shirt sleeves are unavailable. The exquisite pain settles into your gluteus maximus to wait for the tardy moonrise, if only a sliver. The tongue tries to articulate familiar shapes in unfamiliar landscapes. A rowdy stone, a clever tree, a lantern bobbing on the high seas. The last word in the last conversation drifts like a ghost ship, as it were, and you want to get back, if only you could remember where back had moved on to. Such ridiculous heroics from expendable beginnings, the armchair stoics, not even a cliche to stand on, for which you would give right now all the oatmeal in the world. Your poor, fictitious hummingbird is tapping on the single pane, split by hoarfrost, on this night so plump with distraction. The January heat wave could only be another turnip patch. A Latin epigraph seems appropriate to cling to. This is called All My Dead Friends. This is kind of a sonnet. All my dead friends are laughing, and I don't know why. I asked Darren, and he says, look, I just got here. I can't explain it. So I asked Bob, and he says, don't you know? Like I'm an idiot. Know what? What am I supposed to know? But he can't stop laughing. And Clark says, if you could explain it, it wouldn't be funny. Come on, I say, give me a hint. Is it a dead thing? That would ruin the joke, says Darren. So it is a joke. You're laughing at us. We're not laughing at you, says Sarah. Oh my God, that's so funny. And they all laugh harder. You'll understand when you get here, says Kat. Yeah, says Darren. You'll crack up. Okay, so I got 3 poems published in the Antigonish Review. Came out in January, I guess, or December. So I sent him a series of poems that I'd written about a man named Robinson, a fictional man named Robinson. It's after Weldon Keys, who was an early beat poet who disappeared in 1955, a month before I was born. So I kind of feel like I'm channeling Weldon Keys. So my poems are also about a man named Robinson, and I will read you, there's 3 of them here. I'll read you, let's see, one of them. This one's called Robinson at the Louvre. The next time I see Robinson is under the Venus de Milo, but it can't be him. I know he's in New England, yet here he is. Are you following me, he asks. And I'm not sure it's Robinson at all. I'm looking for the blue light. I recognize his Paul Jones blazer and the smell of cheap cigars. Venus stares into space, centuries under lustful eyes, shafts of afternoon light kicking at armless uncertainty. Here is where McCurdy lost his mind and ran out into Parisian traffic. Robinson exiting the theater, Robinson ordering Ryan Ginger, Robinson discussing futures, all his notebooks barren, the Miro or the Picasso. The window is half open, all the long winter. Prayer flags flutter in the breeze. Now he stands darkly in summer heat, bearded and exhausted, a monastic connoisseur, filling the room with the sound of crushed ice. A balloon drifts by, like a shifting cloud, all his infidelities gathered in one place. He looks at his wristwatch as if it holds the script for awkwardness. Let's get a drink, I say. A ribbon drifts on the air, down the stairs, and into the arms of a child, where the day what's left of its summons. Metaphor is upon us. We carry on to the river, pulled by impasto twilight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tim. My partner has quite a few friends that have passed away, and I was just texting. I said, "You'd love this guy's work." So you might have a fan coming for you. Our next open micer has graciously helped to get our sound up and running, but obviously he is far more than that. He is part of the heart and backbone of Calgary's spoken word community, our slam community in particular. I can't say enough good things about our next open micer. So let's give a big, big, loving round of applause to Shaf. He'll be able to adjust the mic himself.
I have some experience. Thank you so much for that intro, Melvie. I've been inspired to write stuff that I don't normally write. So this is a love poem. This universe beckons questions that may not have any answers. Phenomena beyond explanation, mysteries with no solutions, forming the nature of everyday sensations, accepted, unquestioned, dissected no further than divine intervention. Every tool has its limits. But I beg to understand how the one dimension that defies man's manipulation alone sets the coordinates for circumstance, where one moment can't and never will be the same as another. If time is linear, then we have traveled through infinity and found each other over and over. Why count odds like endless stars when I could just count the freckles on your face? So burn me at the stake. Let Galileo turn and say, first time, eh? Knowing that we both look to the heavens, not for angels, but for patterns. Counting how many times our orbits have come into transit only to retrograde, drifting towards whatever could closest hold our gravity. Space-time, insanity. If mass bends the fabric of reality, how heavy then must our love be? To have found each other in familiar places, but new times, new spaces, like distant orbits and perigee, slingshot out of harmony until we finally found each other, reaching the perfect coordinates, X, Y, Z, T. And now we enter a mutual orbit. I see you have the totality of my heart, as though my love is tidally locked to your light and darkness. You are the moon to my tides, what's kept me stable in violent rotations, a beacon I can always find in the infinite abyss, a wish on a shooting star that's always swung back around to assure me that our time is coming. And as our solstice approaches, I find myself asking so many questions with no possible answers. Perhaps divine and cosmic intervention are one and the same. The only mystery that remains is in the hands of time, waiting for when our orbits finally become perfectly aligned. Thank you.
Let's get another round of applause for Shaf. All right, my friends, this is our last open micer for the evening before we have our highly anticipated feature. I also can't say enough good things about our next poet. She has just the biggest heart. She checked on me after my daughter was born, and you don't really know, like, when you become a parent, like, what's gonna stick out in those first few months, but the folks who reached out to me and checked on me, that's always stuck with me. And she was one of the folks to do that. And it's a reminder to us that as a community of poets, we rely on each other in ways that we don't necessarily fully get or anticipate until we're in that time of need. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little personal note. And she's also just like a real joy to listen to. And she's got many sides, so I love that. Let's give a big, big round of applause to Shali, please.
Thank you. That was quite the intro. I appreciate it all. And all of you being a part of this particular poetry community is absolutely amazing. Shaft, I have not seen for a really long time, but that poetry just had me giddy and just I'm still smiling because I've been kind of stuck in this orbit between these old rediscovered kind of sciencey universe type pieces that I've rediscovered, and love, but love poems. And so yeah, when Shaf came up, it was just yeah. I'm still smiling, not because I'm here, because of Shaf. So thank you. My phone's playing tricks. I cracked my phone. My phone fell exactly on the camera, so I can't Face ID. So that's fun. Just fun old people stuff. Okay. So my poems are really short, but these ones are new but old for real. To be honest, if I were to be honest, I tell you I am not of this earth, twice born and thrice birthed. I'd admit I am alien to the status quo of the societal norm of unspoken rules and governed etiquettes, of the invisible margin of measures and invisible lines we do not cross as depicted civilized lines. The the roadway markers we accept as barrier walls and barricades we only cross or enter in turn. My mind remains savage, ruled by the instincts of survival and logics of my ancestors, protectors of the circles of infinity, infinite replenishment of cycle, recycle, regrowth, replenish, and rebirth. Universal. What happens when our fantasies and galaxies collide? Spectacular eruption of a new constellation. The flow, scientific, spiritual, and prolific, and romantic. There are no rules of restraint in the collective creative sonic boom. Inspire the fire of creating new worlds dreamt in the universe of neurons and electrons firing and freeing confines of exploration of new heavens. My stenography, tagging and cataloging this capsule unfolding in discovery in the construct of time. And one quick love one. Don't tell anybody. The kiss. I want to close my eyes and press my lips, exchanging language in an exchange of linguistics. Notes of Bordeaux candied the sweetness of your lips, with hints of rose petal pillowing in softness the exchange. Inhaling the bouquet, my breath stolen, and I am robbed of subpar experience below this elevation. In exhalation, my eyes part slightly open and look to you in exaltation for elevation beyond the moon and the clouds and travel. Once again, I float, cradled in dissension, mixed emotions, swirling, aerating, in aeration. I feel it, touch it, taste it. Ignition erupting all senses, 5-dimensional elevation, the kiss. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's keep it going for Shawley, please. I want to give a little note on the phone situation. So this is the kind of old people situation I'm dealing with on my phone. So my printer that I bought specifically for this event so I could print my notes so that I could, not have to read off of said phone. This phone is so full. Once you have kids and cats, your memory is done. It's just gone. So I have to delete 1 or 2 apps to put the photo app, like the printer app, on my phone. It's very sad. So I'm basically at the point where there are no extraneous apps on the phone now. So they have to be swapped out. So I downloaded the photo, like the printer app. It still didn't work, by the way, because of course, why would it? And then I had to get my other app that I was like, I really need that one. So it's ridiculous. It's a whole situation. I need a new phone is basically what the universe is telling me. And I have another one on the way. So I'm like, how am I going to manage? I'm just going to always be buying phones now. That's just the conclusion that I've come to. So I wanted to give some appreciation to these are like, we live on these things, unfortunately, but they're also cursed. And I am spending less time on it, and I feel so much happier. And this is not to shade social media, but I've been really mindful of my usage lately. And I only really go on to share about Speak Up and make sure my friends aren't dead and, like check in on people. But that's about it. And I feel a lot happier. So shout out to mental health. On that note, I'm super excited about our featured poet. We were teammates way back. I feel like way back. It was almost a decade. And I know this because it was like 2017. We went to compete on the national stage at what was the Canadian Festival of Spoken Word. And that was in 2017. And I know for a fact that I would have had to have been on mics prior to 2017 have qualified. So that's how I know it's a decade, because I have to check in with myself sometimes. I'm like, has it really been a decade of poetry and artistry? It has been. So that's a side note. I can't say enough good things about Dr. John. I will read his bio because his bio is amazing and worthy of being read out. But I count Dr. John as one of my friends. I'm really super excited to hear his feature tonight. I don't get to really go out that much anymore with a little baby at home. So getting to share space with him joyously is something that I'm just super, super grateful for. So our feature tonight is John Williamson, aka Dr. John. I also heard him referred to as Dr. J tonight, which I think is even cooler. But I'll stick with Dr. John. John Williamson, aka Dr. John, is a neurodivergent bi-settler poet who tries to embrace the Emily Dickinson philosophy: tell all the truth, but tell it slant. John has competed for the national title on the Calgary Slam team and is an organizer of Can You Hear Me Now, which is the provincial youth slam, who also hosts a monthly all-ages slam and open mic in the city, and they've been doing that for quite a while now. In 2019, John published the chapbook Broken and Strong, Family Fragments, and his PhD dissertation, so he is an actual real doctor, friends, just putting that out there, written as a detective novel, which is super, super cool, won the Chancellor's Medal at the University of Calgary and has been republished in the Journal of Applied Hair, I'm going to get this word wrong, Hermeneutics. So with no further ado, let's give a big, big round of applause to our feature, Dr. John.
Oh, thanks very much, Mel V. And this is a beautiful bookstore / miscellany store, and I'm so excited. One of our campuses at St. Anne Academic Center, where I teach, is just up like several blocks from here, and so like to have a place where I can come and shop for books at lunchtime, but also a place because a lot of my students not only we built the campus, we didn't build it, we like, you know, some shady business was going out of business and we swooped in and took it, I'm sure. But we built it because a lot of our students are from this area too. So just to know that there's a bookstore like this here is awesome, and it's even more so that you host events. So it's a real honor to be here. Also, just the company. It's so great to hear your subtle and interesting poems, which I will now heap a layer of my corny poems on top of. So yeah, so it's just great hearing your work, both my familiar friends and some new blood too. Some, I don't know if you still go with new blood. Old blood, yeah, new blood, old blood. Yeah, so thank you. And then I don't have a bunch of new poems. In fact, the only poem I've published since my chapbook is I can't perform it yet because it's going in the Cafe Beano anthology. So I'll be performing it tomorrow, and I don't want to jinx it. But it's a Charlie Kirk themed poem, and it's a spicy little Beano. So let's save that one for then. But then I'm thinking about Mel V, and maybe it's like the maternal kind of halo that you have on top of you all the time these days too. But I in addition to artist, which I've thought forever since she was beating me in poetry slams way back in the day. But lately, I think educator, like a community educator, somebody who nurtures other artists, who creates events, who publishes, and so not only do you educate through your own art, you're also making so much space for so many other people, and both of those things are huge. So so I'm going to do some of my education themed poems, and yeah, let's just get going. First one is in my career, one of the things I do is manage testing accommodations for high school students. So you can have an exam read out loud with you, for example. You can have somebody, you can speak and somebody will record what you write, for better or worse. But the most common accommodation by far is double time. Accommodations, if this haiku seems just a little bit too long, be patient. It's anxious and requires twice the syllables for a fair chance to reach its place of zen. And along the theme of accommodations, I do a lot of work in sort of like disability services for students. I identify as a person with a disability. If we're lucky to live long enough, probably all of us will at some point. It's interesting because in sort of euphemistic bureaucratic ways, the Alberta education system takes all of the disabilities that are possible diagnoses out there, and it creates like 8 subcategories, like big, weird subcategories for them. And then it assigns each of those subcategories its own number, which it then calls a code, right? As if this all will somehow help like something. So this is all about that. Let me teach you about codes. My students have codes, special education codes, not colds, viral, pathological, easy to catch. Codes, easy to catch too, more serious in their grim munificence. They linger long beyond school. Now, when our daughter was little, my wife and I spoke in code spoke in code around her for her protection from what was too intense. Now she speaks in code with her friends, and their interference thwarts ours, and we're the baffled ones. Now, maybe special education codes are meant like this too, euphemistically muting diagnoses. Problem is, colleges don't speak these codes. If our students want the same help there they had in high school, they can't say they were coded. They need to learn to call themselves disabled. The system calls this self-advocacy. Now, students with 54 codes, learning disabled, have trouble decoding their words. A computer can be coded to read to them out loud, like the ancients did. The first silent reader, a witch or a devil. Now, code 42's behavioral have trouble with the code of conduct, and the code of conduct has trouble with them, like musicians that can't be conducted or circuits that conduct too much current. The code 42 medical could have autism, trouble with social codes, or leukemia, cellular codes gone wild to deadly effect. An IQ test has a coding task, which means copying, which you're not supposed to do in school except off the blackboard, which is a sign of intelligence. And from what I'm told, thanks, Mom, they had them back in 1978. I would have had a code in school too. You see, I was so clumsy that I was tested and found wanting in visual motor integration, or as the shrink at the time called it, mild brain damage. And then as Mom sobbed, he shrugged and said there wasn't much to be done, but maybe I'd outgrow the worst. And it was true. I couldn't write neatly, count little dots, or play sports very well, and these were valued codes in school, so I wasn't popular. But sometimes Mom recopied the stories I wrote and teachers read them to the class and no one could believe it. And then I got bigger, not much, but enough. And I learned I was better at contact sports with their own codes of violence. So I guess it all kind of worked out in the end, except for the feeling that I was the only one in the room who didn't know the code. And maybe that feeling could be coded as normal. Would I have been better off if there were codes when I was a kid? That's a code I'll never crack. Oh, and it just hit me. I could maybe even dissect that poem a little sooner than it's like if you work with Tyler, he's always telling you to cut off your last line of your poem. But yeah, I could have had a little ending there that felt. Remember that. I'll just consider that ending now. This is my friend was retiring, and I wrote this for her about the same sort of business that I've been talking about, in my job. My friend Beth, who teaches what we used to call special education, is the fastest walker that I've ever met, and I've been known to run marathons. Now, she's a pretty good listener, mostly. But sometimes I turn to say something clever as we walk the halls together. I look up and she's already gone and I'm left talking to the cyclone she left behind. My words mixing in with the thick hallway air that her briskness is agitated. Coffee, bacon, Axe body spray, and something sweet and skunky that should probably be investigated. This twister with these vapors in my words, which probably weren't so apt after all in it, swimming its course and falling to the floor, and swept up by caretaking, and the air is made pure for having been stirred, and things seem more possible. Now she's not trying to win a race or leave me behind. Beth just has a lot of people's shoes to walk in. Broken shoes, mismatched shoes, or so say the normative voices Beth pays no attention to. A few too many clown shoes, this much is self-evident. Wheels and crutches that work just as good as shoes. When surfaces are just, shoes that always go further than you'd expect. Now this spring, Beth candidly told me that after a bicycle accident, an injury, and a surgery, she was too busy working 12-hour days with and for students to fully follow all of her doctor's recovery orders. And so the result of that is one of her legs is actually a bit shorter than the other. Now the risk when this happens, this whole one leg is shorter thing, is if you are not careful, you will find yourself walking in a circle. But as Beth would tell you, that's okay too. For in this thing we now with greater wisdom call inclusion, with its circles of caring, circles of courage, Circles of patience, saying the same thing all over again, differently, circling back when each kid is ready. A circle is usually the fastest way between 2 points. Thank you. This one's a little bit of a spicy Beano also. Around 2016, if you can believe it, there was actually a conservative government in Alberta that was doing good things for gay people. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like bizarro world, but we all live through it. Specifically, they were. It was a government of that political affiliation that brought in gay straight alliance clubs in schools, which have kept countless kids safer, happier. We can't minimize queer joy. We always talk about like the suicide stuff, and that's important, but we can't minimize the joy that's these clubs bring too. Yes, and so it was pretty cool. Sadly, though, even when this kind of cool thing was happening from a group that you don't always expect to be doing those kind of cool things, there were critics, and pretty loud critics, and this is about one of them. Gay straight alliances and queer straight alliances are highly politicized ideological clubs, warns Bishop Fred Henry, Calgary's top Catholic. A child can feel like the opposite sex, but this is a sign of confusion, warns Bishop Fred Henry, Calgary's top Catholic. So I was looking for a news story that might offer some relief from embarrassing reports like these, and I came across one about a couple of gay penguins who adopted an egg when its mother had died. And at first I thought maybe this was a little anthropomorphic. I mean, they wouldn't likely self-identify, but they were two males, pair bonded for life, so if the web feet fit, I guess they could wear them. But sadly, the story just got me back to thinking about this other subspecies that I've seen once in a while on such occasions as require those kind of penguins. I think its Latin name is Phryditis bellicus henriquaedes, though it would be bothered that the letters LGBTQ appear in its name, and it prefers to be called simply Bishop Fred Henry, the red-necked penguin, Habitat Calgary. Now, sightings are rare. They're not rare enough. You won't find this penguin on any marches or in that Hollywood movie where all the penguins sang show tunes. Now, except for the red neck, its feathers are black and white, and its vision is also in black and white only. And like all penguins, it is flightless, but this one is especially so because it's afraid of the sky, which is way too wide open, and it's even more afraid of rainbows. Now, this penguin squawks rather uniquely, less with an avian melody and more like Elmer Fudd on hunting season, with his Looney Tune warnings. Don't sneak into my world view, you wascally transgender. Now, penguins by nature are pretty inclusive and fairly fluid in their gender identities. After all, the females forage for food while the males stand and nurture, which is a pretty good division of labor, actually, if you think about it, because most dudes are excellent at standing around. So why waste this capacity? And if you want to make the average penguin laugh, just try explaining to them that there are different venues coded by gender for plopping their droppings, when it's a fun science fact that patterns of penguin poop can be seen from outer space, appearing not in two parallel lines, but with the scattershot quality of a Jackson Pollock painting whose ghost, I should tell you, approved of this metaphor, saying when there is pure harmony and an easy give and take, the patterns of droppings come out quite nicely, a masterpiece really. But this particular penguin, who's more backed up in every way possible, eschews such fluidities and keeps to himself aside from his squawking, and longs for the return of a mythical order that never was. And I guess the nicest thing you could say about him, at least on the issue of penguin communities, that eventually, like all penguins do, he will squawk his last squawk and disappear into the snow. his black and white body buried forever on the wrong side of history. And that's all I got for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone.
So because I'm a bad person and petty, I did look up Bishop Fred, whatever. He's dead. So just, he has taken the last breath. I'm sorry, I had to know, friends. Let's give another big round of applause to the wonderful Dr. John. Okay, friends, that is pretty much it. Adrienne has an announcement that she would like to give, so I'm going to hand the mic off to her, and then we're going to do our formal closing. So come on up, Adrienne.
Well, actually, it was just to announce the cafe, you know.
Oh, well, come on up. Come on up.
Yeah, John. Yeah. All formal.
You remembered and I forgot. So now I know that Dr. John, myself, Ashley Ferricks, who is here, Wayman Chan, a bunch of other people are in the third Cafe Beano anthology, which is being launched tomorrow, Friday, at Cafe Beano from 5 to 7. And there's also an open mic. So there's the anthology is for sale. People will be reading their poems from the anthology. And then there's an open mic. And I will be there and then jetting to my niece's piano recital. So I'm trying to do it all. So thanks to my dad, who I'm very grateful for. So you should come and hear us. Thanks.
Awesome.
All the cool kids hang out at Cafe Beano, apparently. Yeah, I can't believe we're already wrapped up for the evening, a little bit earlier than usual, but that's okay. That's just more time to socialize. Please check out the local author shelf, but also the entire bookstore. There's so many gems here. I want to give a big shout out and appreciation to the Writers Guild of Alberta. It's through their generosity and our friends there that we're able to have Speak Up. They've believed in us from the very beginning, and they continue to support us. So thank you so much to the Writers Guild of Alberta. Give them a big round of applause. And of course, our wonderful host, Sanctuary Books, to the wonderful and brilliant Kay, to the volunteers. I don't know if any of the volunteers are still here, but they also make the dream possible. I guess not, but thank you so much to Sanctuary Books. Kay has also believed in this vision from the very, very beginning, and it wouldn't be possible without her and Sanctuary Books. So let's give them a big round of applause. Okay. And of course, to our brilliant feature, Dr. John. Yes. I think I'm going to use community educator now. Usually when I'm writing stuff like for grants, I put community engaged artist, but I think I might steal that now. So thank you. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to hear you. I feel like in a past life you were a drama teacher. I feel like that's also part of your calling. Just a little bit of appreciation there. And of course, to everyone here, to all of you for coming out tonight. We would just be talking to nobody if folks didn't show up and share. So let's give a big round of applause to you as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm going to announce, so for next month, I very likely won't be here in the flesh because I will, if everything goes well, I will have another human being. So I will not be your host next month. The amazing A Lot of Poetry will be our host. So she was our very first featured poet at Speak Up, and kind of full circle, she'll be our host for next month. And we have Lyric. She is going to be our featured poet. If you haven't heard Lyric read or her work, you need to check her out. She's enter.lyrics.imagination on Instagram. I'll be posting all the things, but that's going to be super exciting. And we have a live stream now, so that means I will be able to tune in with a newborn baby next month. So yeah, I'm grateful for this kind of last hurrah before I enter this new phase, I guess, new phase again, of being a parent for the second time. So I'm super excited about this. And yeah, I'm glad that I could share this space with all of you. This is probably one of my last public appearances. I'm just going to hunker down until the little man is here. So yeah, I'm grateful for all of you. We do have a little bit of time. Well, I guess maybe a little bit less than I thought we would, but we still have a few minutes. So please, there's also drinks as well. There's water. There's, I think, maybe.
It's like flavored sugar stuff.
Yes, thank you. To flavor the water back there as well. There's water bottles as well for sale. It's a little hot out there, so just saying, if you want to pick yourself up a water, that's a better price than in the food court. You can pick that up here, and yeah, chat with folks, browse around the store, and lots of appreciation, and yeah, just so much joy for me. So thank you, friends, and that's a wrap. And thank you for the live streamers. Okay, if you wanted to say anything. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nope.
I believe in you.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't.
So no, this was perfect. There. Does that work?
Sure. I was actually gonna. I was gonna also thank the live streamers. We had a couple people that texted me to say they watched it, so that's awesome. That's an exciting thing, especially when we get into -30, when sometimes we want to be here, but maybe our cars don't. Also, just again, thank you to hear everybody read. It was wonderful, and I think that's it for today. And yeah, if anyone wants to talk to me about consignment, just grab me off to the side. And it was wonderful hearing everybody read today. Thank you. Also, I was distracted. I didn't post as many pictures, so if I missed you while you were reading, nothing personal, just a moment. So yeah, great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay. And bye, friends.
That was
Okay.
really interesting, John.
And